Welcome back to Weekly China Recap. I'm Xing Zheming. This week, we take you inside the 2025 Lujiazui Forum, China's most important financial summit, and a platform that often signals where the country's financial policy is heading next. Held in Shanghai, this year's forum carries the theme Financial Openness and High-Quality Development Amid Global Uncertainty. This year's Lujiazui Forum sends a clear message about how Beijing envisions the role of finance in the new era: open, growth-oriented, and risk-aware. Further opening up reinforces that China is not retreating from global financial engagement, but doing so with greater control and intention. Growth is being redefined, not in terms of scale driven by real estate or old-line manufacturing, but by quality, innovation, and productive capital. And most critically, hedging risks reflects Beijing's desire to build a more resilient, flexible financial system, one capable of withstanding and even asserting dominance in today's geopolitical contest. But that ambition comes with a bottom line. Systematic risk must not be allowed to spiral or trigger destabilizing ripple effects. Stability in this view is the foundation of strength. And it leads up to that ambition with a string of high-level announcements from top regulators. Let's break down 3 key takeaways. First, the People's Bank of China unveiled 8 major steps to further open the country's financial system, and all eyes are on Shanghai. The most talked about move, the creation of a Digital RMB International Operations Center. This signals that China is ready to take its digital currency, the eCNY, beyond domestic trails and into the world of cross-border trade and payments. PBOC data show that renminbi is now the second most used currency globally in trade finance. By making transactions faster, cheaper, and more traceable, the digital yuan could offer an alternative to traditional payment systems, especially at a time when global financial flows are being more politicized. Experts say this new center will help boost the global use of the yuan, supporting trade with Belt and Road countries, and make Shanghai a key player in the future of digital finance. Alongside this, the central bank also announced new reforms in Shanghai's Lingang area to support offshore trade finance, plans to make it easier for global investors to access China's bond markets, and even a push to create yuan-based tools to help businesses manage currency risks more smoothly. Altogether, these initiatives show that China is not pulling back from global finance. It's carefully opening new doors, with a focus on innovation, control, and global influence. And Shanghai is right at the heart of that plan. Second, there is a strong coordinated push to solidify Shanghai's status as a truly global financial center. And this time, it's backed by action, not just ambition. For the very first time, China has introduced a national-level coordination mechanism under the Central Financial Commission to align both central and local efforts towards this goal. It's a clear signal. Developing Shanghai into a world-class financial powerhouse is no longer just a municipal dream. It's a strategic priority for the country. Beyond central banking, regulators from the China Securities Regulatory Commission, State Administration of Foreign Exchange, and Financial Supervision Bureau echoed support. We are seeing moves to expand QDII quotas, introduce data center rates, enhance science and technology financing, and broaden rules to welcome foreign capital and innovation-driven IPOs. A detailed action plan was released on June 18th, with very specific works to be done and areas for further reform. China's top financial regulator and Shanghai municipal government jointly released a detailed action plan with concrete targets. This roadmap lays out steps to attract major financial institutions, expand access for foreign players, enhance financial tech innovation, and sharpen risk management across the board. What's new here is the depth and specificity. The plan calls for global banks to set up dedicated regional units, encourages more international financial organizations and associations to land in Shanghai, and supports offshore innovation in areas like carbon finance, green bonds, and digital financial services. It also advocates for institutional reforms. Things like piloting cross-border syndicated loans, scaling up reinsurance and shipping finance, and exploring offshore financial models in Shanghai's free trade zones. All of this points toward a maturing governance model, less reactive, more systematic, geared toward institutional openness and global integration. New pilot zones, sandbox approaches, and stronger early warning mechanisms are in place to contain financial shocks. Shanghai's scale is already impressive, with nearly 1,800 licensed financial institutions and over 30% of them foreign-funded. Total market turnover in the city reached a staggering 3,650 trillion yuan by the end of 2024. But with this new action plan, the ambition isn't just to grow in size, it's to lead in structure, standards, and global influence. Third, and perhaps most revealing, is Beijing's shifting tone toward the financial sector. Gone are the vague calls for de-risking. In its place, it's a more balanced outlook, one that still prioritizes stability but also recognizes the indispensable role of capital markets in powering innovation and productivity. Officials are openly encouraging fintech experimentation, cross-border investments, and deeper alignment with international regulatory standards. For foreign firms and institutional investors, this could signal a more predictable, rule-based environment, at least in Shanghai's core zones. As the world recalibrates its financial flows amid fragmentation, China is quietly doubling down on institutional infrastructure. Shanghai isn't just being groomed as a financial center. It's becoming a testbed for what orderly openness might look like in the Chinese context. That wraps up this edition of Weekly China Recap. I'm Xing Zheming. Thanks for joining me. If you found today's episode helpful, don't forget to share it. And as always, if there is a topic you'd like us to dive in, drop me a message. Until next time, stay sharp and stay informed. Goodbye.